eastern kingbird looks like he's all dressed up in a suit. He has dark gray on top with light gray wings and tail. Is all white underneath with a nice white lace-like tip on the tail. It has a crown of yellow, orange, or red feathers on its head, which is generally concealed. To scare an intruder, it will raise the crown, show the red gape of its open mouth, and dive bomb it. He obtained the name Kingbird because he's a tyrant or king and aggressively defends the title. Males and females will both defend territory in aerial flights that consist of locking their feet together, pulling out feathers, and sometimes falling to the ground. They will harass crows, red-tailed hawks, great blue herons, and others that fly into their territory. Kingbirds are very adept flyers and can fly quickly and directly. They catch their prey, which is bees, wasps, ants, beetles, crickets, grasshoppers, small frogs, locusts, bugs, and flies by flying out from a perch about 12 feet off the ground to catch them in midair or fluttering over grasses. They seem to prefer large insects, which they beat against a limb or other object which they will then swallow whole. They often regurgitate the pellets of insect exoskeletons. If they don't have a limb, they'll hover while facing the wind, then dip to catch the insect. They seem to rarely drink water, so get most of their moisture from their diet. Their call note sounds like an electric spark. Their song is a rapid sputtering chatter. They remain in the northeast from March to August before heading south to South America. Their diet here consists mainly of flying insects. On their winter range in South America, they travel in flocks, and their main diet is fruit. Breeding takes place in open fields with scattered shrubs, orchards, beaver ponds, and forest edges. There's usually water nearby. Often they will nest in trees that overhang it. They will generally raise only one brood because the young is dependent on them for food for 7 weeks. The female is likely to select the nest site in a tree, but the male seems to encourage her to pick certain areas by sitting there while she's choosing it. She takes a week or two to build a very sturdy nest while he seems to stand guard. It's usually 7 inches wide and 6 inches deep. The outer part is made of small twigs, coarse roots, dry weed stems, and bark, and then she lines it with fine rootlets, cottonwood fluff, cattail down, and horsehair. She then lays 2 to 5 pale, reddish-spotted eggs. They're incubated for 14 to 17 days and remain in the nest for 16 to 17 days. They're fed both small and large insects.